When the couple appeared on the lawns of Buckingham Palace just before lunch, the long months of rumour, speculation and denial were over. The Easter engagement was now public knowledge. A single sapphire flanked by 2 diamonds was on the princess's hand. They said they'd chosen it together a month ago, but didn't say where. In a joint television interview with ITN and the BBC, the Princess, who's 22, and Lieutenant Phillips, who's 24, spoke to me about their wedding day.
Well, it's still really to be decided, the family being such that it's always engaged months before. We've really got to do a little bit of sorting out with the dates, but I think the middle of November. And place-wise, I think it's still yet to be decided.
Have you got a particular favourite yourself?
It's rather difficult, actually, to have a particular favourite, but we'll see what happens. A lot of things to be taken into account.
When exactly, may I ask, did you decide that you were serious?
That is a difficult one. When it became mutual, I think it was even, well, I suppose after badminton. But can't speak for him or me, really.
Mr. Phillips, let me throw that one at you.
Yes, it was after badminton that we decided, really.
Has it been a great strain keeping it secret and indeed keeping it away from people like ourselves?
But
I think it has, yes, it became rather a strain in the end.
What is the actual protocol when you decide to get married, ma'am? Whose permission do you have to ask?
Well, we started with father, didn't we? We thought that was the right way around to do it.
We started with Mr. Phillips' father.
Well, we started then because we started, in fact, with the families, but you asked my father.
Yes,
how was that interview?
well, it was, he was very kind to me, actually. I was petrified beforehand.
Well, now that you have, in fact, more or less agreed that it's going to be sometime in November, where are you going to live after you're married?
Well, again, this has all got to be decided. I think there's no great rush as far as we're concerned to decide that. And we know he's going to be at Sandhurst from February onwards. So we've got time to decide about that.
Do you see yourself becoming an army wife?
I doubt in the accepted sense of the word. I think one thinks of, regimental ties and being with the regiment all the time, but as he's not going to be with the regiment for the first 3 years, I don't think it's likely.
If your future husband were to be posted abroad, do you think it's likely that you would go with him?
I suppose you want me. Yes, I think
that's imponderable.
It is at the moment.
I think one of the things, of course, you're both international equestrians. You've got individual careers here. Do you intend to continue with this after your marriage? Will you be competing indeed against each other?
Yes, we will, and we both hope to go on competing internationally if we're selected, if we're lucky enough.
Selection being the main point. I mean, you don't just, continue if you wish to.
Mr. Phillips, what are your immediate plans now? Where do you go from here?
I'm going back to Germany tonight, back to my regiment.
What reaction do you expect from your fellow officers in the regiment?
I don't know. I haven't heard they're not going to let me into the mess. Anyway, so.
Can I put one final question to you, which I'm sure everyone wants to know the answer to, and that is, have you discussed a family, or do you have any thoughts about having a family?
As yet? Oh no, it's much too early to think about things like that.
Then Lieutenant Phillips's parents came out onto the lawn to pose for photographs, and as in all royal family photographs, there were the inevitable dogs, this time the engaged couple's Labradors. Major and Mrs. Peter Phillips stayed for lunch at the invitation of their son's future in-laws. After lunch, Princess Anne flew by helicopter to keep a long-standing engagement at a riding school in the Buckinghamshire village of Radnage. She watched a riding demonstration by severely handicapped children. The Princess is patron of the Riding for the Disabled Association. And to mark her engagement and her visit, pupils at the school have decided to christen the youngest foal, Anne, in her honour. The Queen and Prince Philip spent the afternoon on Horse Guards Parade, presenting new colours to the Household Cavalry, the Life Guards and the Blues and Royals. Then the Queen and the Duke returned to the palace for an early dinner with the Princess and her fiancé, who's now left for Germany. Lieutenant Phillips's parents had returned to their village home in Wiltshire, where they spoke to Rory Macpherson.
How do you feel about it?
I'm absolutely delighted.
And how's your day gone today, sir?
I've rather enjoyed it. A nice, relaxed morning. Able to read the papers and until 12 o'clock when we were due at the palace for the official photographs. A more relaxed morning than I normally have, in fact.
When your son first brought Princess Anne back here, did you have any inkling that this might be the outcome?
None whatsoever.
And when did you, in fact, first know? When did they ask you?
Just after badminton.
And what did you feel when both Princess Anne and Mr. Phillips were making these denials? Did you just smile, or what was your reaction to that?
I don't think really that we reacted or thought about it at all. We felt that it was something entirely between them, and no, I don't think we reacted at all.
Do you think that being royal parents-in-law, as it were, is going to have any effect on your own lives?
I can see no reason why it should.
And you, Mr. Phillips?
No, I can't see why it should.